Hey gang, welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. Today's video is going to be a tool video. Now, you may have seen on my channel I have done other tool reviews, and I get opportunities all the time for tools. People contact me, they want to send me something, do a video on it, and a lot of times I just turn those down because I'm not interested. Either it's a tool that I have no use for, or I'm not going to just do it just to make a video. I don't do that. So in the past, I had Evolution Power Tools provide me with a metal chop saw and a stand, and that thing is fantastic. I did a video on that. I'll post a link for that and you can have a look at it. But that saw, I use it all the time and I'm very happy with it. So sometime last year they contacted me and they said, hey, we have a new product line coming out. We are offering cordless power tools. Would you be interested? I said, of course. Power tools, I'm all about that. Cordless, definitely. You know, every time I'm working on a car or maybe something on my house, there's an opportunity to use cordless tools. I use them frequently in the garage. Now, when they gave me that offer, they basically opened up the catalog of what they were going to be selling and said, what could you use? So I responded back. I said I could use a reciprocating saw, I could probably use the shop vac, and I mentioned I could use a cordless drill. Well, the cordless drill wasn't available yet, so they sent me a jigsaw. Now, I'm not going to do a video on the jigsaw on this channel. I'll save that for my Joe Daddy's Workshop channel. So we're going to set that aside. However, the shop vac and the recip saw, as I'm working on this Mustang back behind me, and I'm going to be cutting off pieces or fabricating some structure to hold the car together whenever I'm working on it, that recip saw is going to come in handy. And the cordless shop vac should come in handy for cleaning up. Another thing that I like about the idea of the cordless shop vac is, you know, I've done work at my house where I've had to go up in the attic, maybe do some repairs, and you don't want to lug a corded piece of equipment up there, something with, you know, a vacuum or a shop vac, and have to have that up there. So this, to me, is going to be very handy in a variety of ways. So let's unbox these, get a look at them, and maybe even try them out and see how they operate. Okay, I'm probably most excited about the recip saw, or as my brother-in-law would call them, a saw's axe. These things are so handy. I've seen people cut up metal, wood, steel. I've seen them cut up tree limbs with these things. That's how handy they can be. So right off the top, we have the Evolution rapid charge battery charger. It'll charge 2 amp hours in 30 minutes, 4 amp hours in 50 minutes, 5 amp hours in 60, and 8 amp hours in 95 minutes. Single dock, one battery at a time. So there's that. And then we have the lithium ion battery, 20 volt, 2 amp hours, 40 watt hours, 0.9 pounds. Filler box, little cover piece, instruction book. This is the Evolution R150 is the part number, registration. And I'm sure there's a lot of information here about function and operation and safety and all those sort of things. And I am not going to bore you with all of that. I assume most of you have probably seen a recip saw and probably used one maybe. But I'm not going to go through all this. There is some information here as far as assembly. It shows you installing the battery, installing the blade. It has a cam lock style blade holder, and of course the action of the recip saw, and there is an adjuster inside here, for the plate, the stop off plate, and you can move the plate in and out by the looks of it. So you can make some notes if you like. Pretty handy. Okay. Saw and they send you a pair of saw blades, thin steel and multi-purpose blade pack, and there's the part number for that. Hope you can see that okay. So this has a piece of cardboard on the end of it. Let's see if I can get that off of there. There we go. That was the Allen wrench. That's for the adjuster plate. Allen wrench in the bag. Pretty nice looking tool. Has a pretty nice feel to it. A little bit, I mean, not heavy, but you can feel it's solid. There's not like, it's not hollow, you know. This thing sounds really solid and feels solid in the hand. So this is the plate, as we mentioned. That's your stop off whenever you're going up against something. And you can put this Allen wrench in there, loosen these up, and adjust that in and out. So there we go. I'm going to leave it in at the moment. Battery, it looks like there's some more information on the battery. There's a QR code that you can scan, probably get more information. Oh, nice. It has the little meter on the back. So this is showing 2 bars. So it does have some charge to it. Looks like a standard style battery pack. Goes in from the front. Let's see how it sounds. Oh, wait a minute. Safety switch. It's got a sideways safety switch. Good. Slide that over. Like a sewing machine. That sounds pretty good, actually. I mean, like I said, this feels really solid. So let me get out a blade. And this one, it says thin steel, bimetal, and this is multi-purpose up on top. The thin one is going to be the shorter of the two. I mean, the thin steel cutter is going to be the shorter. And here's that cam lock I was talking about. So you rotate that, looks like down. Gonna line up the blade, push it down, and it's in. Push that down, comes out. Nice. So we're going to try this out on a piece of metal of some sort and see how it does. Okay, so here I have a piece of 1-inch square tubing, and the wall thickness on this is around 78 thousandths, I should say. So I'm just going to clamp this in my vise and see how well this does cutting this. Just making one simple straight cut. Nice. That was no time lapse. That was just straight time. Good. Now we're going to move up a little bit. I should say this is 125, so 1/8 inch. And I'm not trying to make a big cut, I just want to cut the end off. Nice. Okay, we know it'll cut regular steel pretty easily, and I'm sure if you used wood or aluminum or anything else like that, it would go right through it, same thing. Okay, so I've used the tool. It operates nice, does a good job. I'm going to take the battery back off of it now because I want to show you the charger. That really came off fairly nice. Some of these, when you try them, they're really hard to get off of there. That came off pretty easily, as long as you push the button. Alright, so I'm going to unbox the charger. And there is a part number here. This says rapid charge. So I don't know if there's a difference. There's an R18 and an R20 on the instructions, and this is the R20. Okay, so just probably an overlap on the instructions. Makes sense to me. Gives you the compatible batteries that'll fit this, various product codes. Obviously, there's a lot of safety warnings and all those sort of things that most of us kind of ignore. Shows you how to insert the battery into the charger, and it has a red LED and a green LED, and that's pretty much it. So let me plug this in. So the light's lit for just a second. Let me zoom in a little bit on this. Okay, so it's plugged in. Ah, it's got a cooling fan. I've had other chargers, I've never heard one with a cooling fan on it. That's pretty cool. So green light, blinking, shows that it's charging. And then a solid green light says it's good. You do have codes like an overheat sensor. If it's straight red or blinking red, there's probably something wrong with the battery itself. And I noticed that on the battery on the back, the little bars are blinking. So it'll let you know it's actually charging as well. Very good. Okay, let's move on to the shop vac, or cordless shop vac. Let me point out too, I didn't show you this earlier. Right here it says there's a 3-year limited warranty on this, and it also says it on the recip saw. So I'm going to cut open this box. I'm going to just tilt this one over so you can see how it's laid out inside there. Looks like another charger, battery, 20 volt, same thing. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do a comparison here. This one says 4 amp hours, 80 watt hours. And the other one, it's a bigger battery. Check that out. So this one says 2 amp hours, 40 watt hours. So, bigger battery. Now, as a comparison, just so you know, it looks like the chargers are the same. Yep. Appears to be the same charger. Okay, good. So we already know how the charger works. I do like that it has a bigger battery. But now, let's get a look at this. So the battery looks like locks in here on the front. It's got a big chunky on-off switch. Gotta like that. There's a port there. Oh, there's an attachment. Check that out. Look at that. It just snaps right in. Another port there. And another. This one is a brush. So that goes on there. Looks like you've got two big releases. Ah, so this is a wet or dry vac. You can hear the ball inside there. New filters are always a plus, but yeah, there's the ball inside. So that is a wet vac as well. And there's the hose. Wow, okay. So pretty short in that, you know, if you look at it that way, it's maybe 20 inches or so, maybe, something like that. But it looks like, if I strip back up and stretch this out, kind of hard to show you, but that's roughly that's got to be about 6 feet overall. Because that's usually what an arm's, you know, somebody my height, 6 feet is about the stretch of my arms. So this shows an arrow. Wait, let me look inside one more time. Okay, so there's a secondary screen. Okay, do that later. Lock this on. So if I understand correctly, this is both a vacuum and or a blower. So we're going to put it on this side, lock it in. There's an arrow pointing in, and this one has an arrow pointing out. Wait a minute, what is this? Oh, check that out. It's one of those little narrow bits. That's a great idea. Put it right in the handle. Didn't even notice that. Cool. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull this battery out of the box and use it. I have not pre-charged this. You saw me just open this. So I hit the button. It's got 2 bars on it, so it's somewhat charged. Lock that on. Does that. Now let's see what happens if I turn this around. And that has a nice little push button on there. Easy to grip with your thumb or finger or whatever. We'll lock that on. Same deal. I know it's hard to show you what kind of pressure this may have. And at this point, this would be like good for, like if you had a bench tool, you know, you're doing woodworking and stuff like that. This would be good for blowing off the woodwork dust. Not super powerful, but it's not meant to be. It's just this is just going to give you some volume to move some material. So what I want to do is kind of clean up a little bit of the Mustang with this and just see how it does. Okay, I want to make sure I show this because I was thinking incorrectly. I was thinking that this went around this filter. It's too small for that. It will not fit over that. However, it's meant for wet vac operations because you wouldn't have this inside for a wet vac function. So this is meant to go around that. I guess you could put that on there to help hold it in place. So now you can do a wet cleanup. Sorry. Okay, so when I was taking the hood off this Mustang, a lot of rust just fell out of the hood. That's just how bad it is, okay? So, I could just blow that off on the floor, or I could show you how well this works. We're going to find out, because I have not tried this yet. Can't complain about that. Let's see how it does inside the car. Okay, that's my demonstration of the Evolution shop vac and the recip saw. Now, as I said before, I don't accept all tool offers. You know, Evolution sent me that chop saw over there with a stand, and I'm so happy with that I was willing to give this a shot. And my initial thoughts on this are 2 thumbs up. The recip saw feels very solid in my hands. You saw it cut very nicely. I will be using that in the shop. And of course, the shop vac is handy not only in the shop, but also around the house and for maybe cleaning your car and stuff like that. So these will get used a lot. I look forward to getting the drill and trying it out in the future, but that's going to come later. If you're interested in any of these tools or anything Evolution has to offer, I will post a link in the description below, and I believe if you use my link, you get a discount. So follow that link and get your tools. That'll be the end of this video. If you would, leave a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya. Hey, it could be a hand dryer too.